We're live streamed. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Siobhan.
All right, welcome everybody to another episode of Logically Speaking with Olivero Law, and you have both of us on today. You have me and Wendy, and we have what I think Wendy and I think is a fun topic today, which is social media and your divorce. So how posting TikToks, Facebook messages, or Facebook post messages, videos, anything on your social media, how it can affect your divorce, how putting your soon-to-be ex on blast on social media can affect your divorce, and why you shouldn't do it. So,
and I have done the Spanish speaking videos. I'm going to speak English today because it's a little bit more easier. And the message for today's topic, it crosses the language barrier.
Yeah.
You recognize crazy and local at the same time, regardless. So we're going to go into that today.
Yeah. So, social media is really powerful in a divorce, right? We have people that search opposing sides, social media in our firm. We use investigators to search social media, and we've used it powerfully against opposing parties in a divorce. So we're going to try to give you some examples without giving too much information that we can't give out on certain things, and how and why you shouldn't do it. Actually in our firm, Wendy, even in our engagement agreements, we make clients sign as part of their agreement in our representation that they will refrain from posting on social media about their divorce. Obviously, you can post other things on your social media if you choose to do that, but about your divorce, you won't, post anything about the opposing party. And if we find that you do that, because we also monitor our clients' social media feeds for those situations as well, then, we have the right to withdraw from your case because it can so negatively affect your divorce. So,
and those negative implications are potential sanctions, motions for sanctions from the court. The issues of what it is that you're posting could also lead to other realms of the legal spectrum, potential criminal charges, potential investigations that you didn't mean to put out there, but you did. And now your case now went from being a bad divorce situation to a horrible and detrimental legal battle.
Yeah. Right. And so let's talk about, Wendy, kind of some of the things that we see that get posted that, some things we see things from crazy to things that maybe just even in your daily life, you don't think that you're posting that could actually hurt your divorce. So the internet is forever. It's forever. Even if you've deleted it from your page, it's out there. And when I say that, it's because listen, like I said, we have people that are watching opposing parties' social media. And as soon as we see it, I promise you, we've copied it, we've screenshotted it, we've done something. So even if you've gone back and deleted it, we've got it, right? It's been there. And there's ways to go back and get it even after you've deleted it. And we have resources and know how to do that. So talk about things that we see, Wendy, if you've got something that can affect it. For instance, like we've talked about, there's a court order that goes into place when you file your petition that says you have to leave your children out of the divorce. So how could this negatively affect children?
So most of the counties here in Florida have what's called a temporary standing order or a status quo order, which means things have to stay as they were during the pendency of the case. Well, one of the issues that come up, the very first thing that's addressed is parenting the children and how that is supposed to happen. So some of the unique posts and videos that we have seen that have come across during these proceedings, and it's not just divorce. This also happens in paternity actions, child support, so any family law matter. But we've come across TikToks which straight up bash the other party. They're just, you've got all of the boomerangs, you've got all the, click here or there, all those situations, that comes back up. And if there are children involved and the children are in the videos, that's even worse. So those are situations that come up. We've also had situations where you're claiming poverty you're not working, you're unemployed, but you're posting yourself on a cruise, about to go on a cruise ship, and you're funny, you can't pay your child support, but here you are cruising. So, and this is for not just our clients, but the opposing party. So this is what we're looking for. This is the information that comes out. And when the time comes for mediation, depositions, final hearing, these things come out. There's evidence. You can show it, you can prove it. And you can't take it back because you posted it or the other party posted it. You can't take it back. So yeah, but we've had quite a few situations that we have seen that have affected your family law matter case.
Yeah. And to go even further in that, you talked about that order that goes into place that, the children are supposed to stay out of the divorce, right? And so if you are on there putting your soon to be ex on blast, the children's parent, that child is 50% of you and 50% of the other parent. And if you're blasting the other parent negatively in a derogatory manner, or, true or untrue, whatever it is, if it's untrue, we unlock a whole different realm of ways this affects your divorce and ways that things that we can do with the untrue statements. But whether it's true or untrue, and you're putting that other person on blast and saying negative things about them, you may think that the children aren't seeing that and that you're keeping the children out of the divorce, but children are on social media. Whether or not your children have a Facebook or have a TikTok or have an Instagram or whatever other ones are out there, their friends have it or their friends' parents have it or somebody has it. And I assure you, your children are going to see it. And even if they don't have a social media now, you may agree a year from now to give them a social media account. And guess what? They're going to go back through your page or through the other parent's page. And then they're going to see what you said about the other parent, what the other parent said about you. So, you're still bringing the kids into it. So it's really, putting the other parent on blast is just so detrimental to your divorce because it can be used against you to show the negative things that you're saying about the other side. And that's a statutory factor, right? Of do they co-parent well, or do they say negative things about each other? How much do they do those things? And that can be used against you. So.
And the other issues with the kids as well. I don't know if you remember, some of us are old enough to remember our first foray into social media with MySpace. Guess what? I haven't logged into MySpace in over 10 years. But I know that whatever I posted back then, I could find now. And whatever future social media platform comes out, that's what your children will be on. We didn't know Facebook would lead to Twitter, would lead to Instagram, would lead to Snapchat, would lead to TikTok. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And yes, it's all the rage right now of posting a TikTok and getting, your mentions. Well, your kids will see that. Your in-laws will see that. Your coworkers will see that, and your attorneys will see that, and eventually the court will see it.
And we've seen situations where TikTok, Facebook post all of those things, those certain things, and they're not only putting the other side on blast, but now maybe the other side, and the other side being our client or the other side to us, either way, right? But maybe they have a new relationship. Right? Because they've started dating again. They've been separated for a little while and they started dating again. And now not only have you put the soon to be ex on blast, but now you're putting the new relationship, like that person, on blast as well. And now you're running into potential stalking, harassment issues that you're doing because you're saying things about that person, or either to that person about that person on social media. So you can set up, you're setting yourself up for a whole lot of issues in that potentially, that you're saying things like that. We've seen threats on social media that have been posted that we've used against people. We've had threats against us posted by opposing parties on social media that we've used in court against that person and you may think that, like, I'm just saying something, whatever, but you've got to remember that you're being presented in a certain way in court, and that's how the judge gets to view you, is how it gets presented to court. And if that's how you're presenting, and if there's custody things going on with that, and you're putting threats or derogatory statements out for everybody to see, our argument is, what are you saying, privately? How much worse is it privately? And why this person shouldn't have so much time with the children. Another point, Wendy, that I've seen made, and that we've made with people as well, is what if there might be accusations by the other party against you, or you against the other party, of substance abuse or alcohol abuse or all of those things, and you may think innocently you going to happy hour after work with your coworkers, innocent. But you've now taken a selfie of yourself out at a bar at happy hour with coworkers, and now you've just given them evidence, when there's these allegations of substance abuse or alcohol abuse. So you may think sometimes these innocent posts are fun and innocent, but you've got to remember issues that are going on inside of your custody or divorce or other issues, and how those things can be viewed and used against you. And trust me, Wendy, you can confirm this too. We hear people say all the time, we get along, they're never going to use these things, they're not going to do that. And they do. It happens. So
yes. And one of the other, just to piggyback on about your ex is now in a new relationship and you're not happy about it, you've got to learn to keep that to yourself. And bring it up when the time is right during your court proceeding, or with your attorney. Have your attorney work it out. You putting it out there, your feelings, no one is going to discount your feelings, but your feelings, when they're posted, will come out and could really mess up your case.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah, we get it's emotional time, and you're upset that they've moved on, but guess who doesn't care that the other side's moved on? The court, right? So
Right.
Yeah, like, they're allowed to move on with their lives, and as long as they're not putting children in danger or things like that, then the court's not going to get involved in that. And like we talked about before, Wendy, and just before we came live, adultery is not something that Florida courts consider in a divorce. Florida's a no-fault state. It doesn't come up, and it comes up only in a very limited circumstance, and that's only if financially things are being spent to fund the affair. Then there's potentially unequal distributions for equitable distribution, but that's it. So it doesn't affect any other reasons inside of a divorce. So
Right.
Wendy also has had a situation, we'll change it up a little bit, but if you're claiming an inability to work to get alimony or anything like that, you shouldn't be posting things that show you have an ability to work. If you're saying I have a physical disability, or I have a mental disability, or some reason why I can't work, be careful where you're posting.
Yeah, don't say that you have to reduce your work hours to part-time because you have physical ailments that prevent you from working full-time, and then post your routine, your workout routine every single day, and how you're getting in shape. And no, you can do squats, then you can sit at a desk.
Yeah. Right. Right. And we're by no means trying to, minimize someone's disabilities or the things that they're saying, that they're claiming. What we're telling you is honestly what happens inside of a courtroom, right? And that person may very well have a disability. They may be on disability and say they can't work and have that there. But, from the court's point of view, if you're able to go into a gym every day and do squats, you're able to go to work full time and sit behind a desk, right? Or, it's not, in the court's view, in this particular type of situation, it's not a valid claim to be made. And that's how we use those types of things inside of a courtroom against the other party, or how the other party uses them against sometimes, our clients, or things that we happen to see. So if there's, obviously, as we talked about, false allegations against the other party are huge, and generally that's a lot of the things that we see a lot of times, is that they're just blasting the other side with things that aren't even true. So, and don't post, Wendy, right, what happened in court today.
Correct. That was my next point. Was do not put your proceedings on the internet. Do not put it on social media. Do not send it. And also, your private account is not private. You can't have a private account with 500 followers. It's not private. Those can go to other people. Other people will see it. We will see it eventually.
We will see it. We have
So-
ways to see it, and I'm not going to share in here
No,
our
but-
tricks that we use and how we see your private pages, but we do.
yes.
And so
And
yeah,
your
and
Finsta
that,
is not, and your Finsta is also not private, by
Yeah.
the way. We know where to find you. We know how to find that as well.
Yeah. And that goes back to just keeping things out of one, potentially your children seeing it, or just other people who shouldn't be involved seeing it. And giving one of the reasons why I love to tell people to keep it off of social media and be careful who you share it with, because our friends and family have our best interest at heart, but they give such terrible advice in these situations.
Right.
And so, we want to make sure that you're getting the correct information and the correct advice and the things that you should be doing. And also that you have the best chance in your case to
Yeah.
get the best outcome for you and for your family. So if you can't stop posting on social media, then suspend all your social media.
Yeah.
While this is going
Deactivate your account.
on. Mhm.
The typical family law matter case can run anywhere between 3 months to 2 years. So depending on how acrimonious or how contentious the case is from the onset, give yourself some leeway of plan that, okay, if this is going to be a never-ending saga, I'm going to have to deactivate my social media. I'm going to have to at least tone down what I post. If it gets resolved quickly, awesome. But we have had cases. We have divorces that have proceedings that have lasted longer than the marriage. So keep that in mind, that if you keep fueling the fire when you if you add stuff to social media that can be found, that can be viewed, that can be used against you.
Yes. And it also holds true though after your divorce is over or your family law case is over, right? Still, don't go back and post negative things or bad things about the other side, because you're still under those same orders. Even though your divorce is done, the court retains jurisdiction. And if you're posting those things, then it can come back in what we call post-judgment cases and contempt matters and things like that, because of the negative posting. So keep the divorce, keep the family law case, keep that off social media, refrain from posting the negative things. I think Wendy will agree with me. We haven't even really touched the surface really of how negative it can impact your divorce or your family law case, and the ways that we as attorneys use it against the people who are posting all of those things. But I hope that we've given you at least a few reasons why it's so important not to post on social media about your case, about the other side, posting negative things, any of those types of things on social media. Anything as we wrap up, Wendy, anything you'd like to add?
Just to reiterate that posting these negative videos and messages and things like that, how it really does affect you. One, it will guarantee to prolong the proceedings. Two, you have the potential of being sanctioned. That sanction can go anywhere from paying court fees, fines, attorney's fees for the other side, not just your side. Depending on what it is that you posted, you're looking at potential criminal charges, potential investigations. So this is how being careful and mindful of your social media interactions. There are reasons for being cautious. It'll affect your livelihood. It'll affect how much time you actually have with your children. It could affect whether or not you have any time with your children, or if you're gone from what was a normal 50-50 or every other weekend situation, and now you're paying for supervised visitation at a clinic or at a center because you decided to post yourself smoking, drinking, drugs, guns, whatever.
Mhm.
Looks like you are not fit to be a parent now.
And I know there's people out there who are going to watch this to be like, who in the world would post themselves on social media with smoking, drinking, doing drugs and guns? And I can tell you, I've had all of those situations posted. And that was one case. I had one case where every single one of those things were posted on social media. And yes, that person lost time with their children for posting those things. And I've had more cases than just that one, but actually that one case had all of those issues. But I've had other cases where, again, they posted things about me, but they were also posting going live and smoking not cigarettes, right?
Not cigarettes.
Not
Right.
cigarettes, right? But doing illegal substances. And whether you agree or disagree with the state of drug laws in the state of Florida, it's still illegal. And it's still a huge concern inside of some sort of custody case.
So be careful what you post. I mean, your relationship is over. If you're at this point where the court has been involved because a petition has been filed for either divorce, time sharing, child support, the court has now become involved. Every day until that case is finished, and even after it's finished, you're going to proceed as if you are still under the preview of the court. The judge will still have eyes on you.
So
Post responsibly.
responsibly, that is a great way to end it. Post responsibly. So I hope we gave you some great information. If you have any questions, feel free to contact our office, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you.